Hey, what's up, guys? Boxing with B.
You're off without the paycheck.
If you're not tuning in if you're not tuning into the podcast, man, I can't even talk. It's late, and you're watching this on YouTube. It's later than usual. He looks like this. The old man sitting next to me looks like he's gonna go to sleep.
Well, I work graveyard, so that's a big difference.
All right. So first off, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hopefully, you guys had a good Thanksgiving with all this quarantine going
Yeah,
on.
and
Hopefully,
played it safe. That was a big
yeah,
thing, playing it
yeah.
safe.
On Friday, let's talk about that Friday right after Thanksgiving. Gabriel Rosado stepped into the ring with Daniel Jacobs. And let's just
Let's just say that Jacobs was favored at 20-1, but Rosado surprised the world.
he put on a good performance. I think he did what let's just say
I like I like
Jacobs was not impressive to
yeah,
me.
I like Jacobs, but he lost.
Yeah, and you know what? I said this before, but I think after the Triple G fight, like Jacobs lost the hunger that he had. Like the the
Well, he
the
made
switch
money.
to turn it on,
He made
turn it up.
money both fights. He made money with Canelo, and he made money with Triple G. So
Yeah.
maybe, now
He's
he's just fighting.
comfortable.
Yeah, he's comfortable where he's
Hey, he's
living.
the miracle man. He's already proven a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
So,
hell yeah. He did proved a lot.
inside and outside the ring. So, you know what? Props to him, but
Yep.
I what made it more interesting is that everyone already saw the fight. They expected Rosado to have that win because he put on a good performance,
Freddie
you know?
Roach really trained him good.
Yeah, and at the end, I can't play the clip because I know it'll get flagged, but the announcer literally says, "From Philadelphia, Brooklyn, New York, Daniel
He
Jacobs." I
he
was
did,
like,
Mrs. America where he got the
"Who
wrong
was that?
person.
Steve Harvey?" I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, snap. No, he didn't." And I just felt so bad for Rosado because he had his hands up. Daniel Jacobs was
Freddie
already,
Roach hugged him and everything thinking that
yeah,
he had won it.
celebrated, and then Jacobs was already like, "Oh, man," like, he accepted the loss. He was just like, "Dang, I lost it." But then he quickly flipped the switch and was like, "I
I
got
won.
it. I won."
Sit down, sit
Embraced
down.
it. I just felt bad for Rosado because he fought, man. He did his homework.
He brought a
He
fight.
executed.
He executed his game plan and won the fight, I believe. I
A
like Jacobs, but I think Jacobs had lost this
and
one.
at the end, his post-fight interview was just so emotional, like, not saying he cried, I'm saying the way he talked about it, like, "I did this. I jabbed him. I outboxed him. I
He came out
landed.
perfect, no cuts.
No cuts," and he's like, "I know that everybody has this, like, point of view on me of getting cut because of what stands out, his fight with Triple
Was
G."
he?
And that one too, it's like, yeah, it stands out he was cut up and, like, his face was tore up, but Rosado had heart even against Triple G.
Yeah.
He didn't stop. He didn't say, "I didn't wanna continue." He
The
didn't go to his
corner.
corner and say, "I don't know if I could continue another round." No, he went out there and fought, but thankfully, his corner stopped the fight.
Correct. Triple G was killing him.
Yeah, yeah, but, I mean, props to Rosado. He put on a great performance, and I just felt for him on
Yeah, I
losing
like
that
to see him
one.
fight again, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. They even asked him, "Do you think that you put on a good performance to, like, you know, get another top fight?" And he's like, "Of course, I thought I won this fight."
Yeah. He used the veteran as all his veteran move everything he learned, he used, and he
One
won.
one of the undercard fights before we go on to Saturday's fights was Kazakh Thunder.
Yeah.
Daniyar, I think his name, Yusinov.
He's been around,
Yus
he's coming up.
Man, how would I say that? I don't wanna
I can't pronounce his
Yeles
name.
Yeleusinov, I think.
He has
Pretty
power
sure.
like Triple G, a small Triple G, a young Triple G version right
I
now.
think he's 29 though. He's 10-0, but don't let that fool you. This guy's a 2016 Olympian. He won gold. And it seems like the Kazakhs just win gold, man. I mean, I know it's not as a lot, but enough in the most recent to just be like, "This guy's from Kazakhstan? Oh, shoot, gold?"
Well, he's a fighter. They all know that. They're all fighters there. They're all eating raw meat and stuff like that because
Raw meat.
they're strong guys. They're facial strong. They don't cut that good. They end up fighting really well. They hit. They're good
Power.
fighters.
They got power.
They got yeah. They're
But, I mean, that I would just say this is a kid to watch. A kid, whatever. I call them kids, a kid to
to
watch.
me, I could say a
He's
kid
older
to
than me,
watch.
but
A
he's
kid to
still a
watch. He's
kid.
coming up.
So so Saturday, Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. That's not something that I would feel like I would think I would be saying right now, but,
I would a long time ago. I thought that was going to happen, but it didn't.
well, okay, first off, let's point out that this was not the normal card that you would watch.
This wasn't a fight, it was an exhibition.
True. That's why I'm saying I'm okay with this because everybody's kinda like, "Wow, this is not, the boxing that I would have seen 10 years ago." It's like, look,
They're both
that
50 years old.
Saturday no, I'm talking about everything that came about with this,
Oh,
with all the concerts in play, Mario Lopez being the host. It's more of
the
like,
one overall that did really well that I like was Snoop Dogg.
yeah,
He was good.
I think he stole the show.
Yeah, he
Snoop
did.
Dogg, his performance was good. He didn't lip sync his songs, like, he
No,
was live, and then to top it off, his commentary, I would say, "Snoop, if you want a job on every fight card every weekend, even if it's not an exhibition,
we would
you're
love
welcome.
that. Yeah, we would
Welcome to
like
do it," because
we
I
would love
think,
that. The crowd loved it.
oh, man, he was so funny,
He was
and
straightforward with his comments, that's
it's
why.
just straight up, yeah, and that's what I mean, that's what a lot of people like to hear, and it's Snoop.
Yeah.
It's Snoop. But so first off, we saw Wiz Khalifa, we saw YG, all these
Mhm.
performances in between the fights. So it was already like an entertaining factor. It wasn't just like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3
Good songs,
fights.
good to
No.
you guys singing out.
It was like live performances. So it's like, all right, you're intrigued, you're watching. Something different. But I'm not saying that I want this for all fights.
No.
No. This is an exhibition match. It was not a real fight. And the reason I say that is because even you pointed out
Mike Tyson was holding back.
exactly. And I was like, "Really? Really?" And then after I was watching, I was like, "You're right." Because every time he showed his sparring, when he throws a hook, he continues it. His hand finishes it, like, almost his whole body goes with it. It's
With
just like
power.
and when he was fighting Roy Jones, he was kinda just like, "Alright, hit me, hit me." You don't think that all the times when Roy Jones put his hands down and he was just jabbing him, that if
Tyson
Tyson
coulda
was
gone
really
back and moved his
willing
head.
to, like, lay it all on the line, he couldn't get
He
past
woulda he
that.
woulda got past
He
it.
was fast.
Yeah.
Tyson looks so good, like, I think he does look aged, yes, of course, but Tyson looked good.
But he had a good point to put at the end. He hasn't fought for 15 years.
That I'm glad you said that because that cracked me up.
15 years.
Because, the whole focus was, "Is Roy Jones gonna be okay against Tyson? Roy, are you gonna be okay against Tyson?" And then Tyson finally was just like, "You guys keep asking him if he's okay. What about me? I haven't been in the ring for over 15 years." They're like, "Were you scared?" They finally, "Alright, Tyson, were you scared?" He's like, "Of course I was." He's like, "Why would I wanna step into the ring after 15 years?" And it's just hilarious because everyone was like, "Roy Jones, it's only been 3 years." Yes, but it wasn't the best years of Jones's life,
All I like
of
is
his career.
Mike Tyson did a Muhammad Ali. He sold the fight.
He
He
did.
made people believe that he was gonna go crazy and, start knocking out. Props to Ray Corona because, when I saw at the beginning, I was gonna say, Roy Corona, he's brave because what happens if Mike Tyson is crazy? These are heavyweights. Who's gonna stop him?
Shout out to Coach Ray. He handled that fight so well. And you know what? I thought that was even so cool to see him out there
Yeah.
and he has the main event. And this is a main event that not just boxing fans are tuned into, but like the world.
Yeah.
It was a
'Cause
different platform.
they sold the fight perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody thought Mike Tyson was gonna go crazy and knock out Roy
I
Jones,
mean,
which he didn't.
I even had some kind of like, expectation of something like that because was it Joe Rogan, I think, was the one that had a podcast, and he talked to Roy Jones about it, and he's like, when they first presented me with this Mike Tyson fight, I said, "Sure, 4 weeks notice, we're both old. Tyson won't have that much time to, like, get back into shape." And then he's like, "I agreed to it. It gets pushed back." Now I'm like, "I'm gonna be fighting a real Mike Tyson." So he kind of put
Kinda
set
sold it
the
a little bit
tone.
too.
Yeah, he set the tone to where I'm like, "Dang, he's scared. He's
Yeah.
scared."
Scared that Mike
But
Tyson go crazy, but Mike Tyson, he played the game right.
yeah.
He's older, he's wise, he knew how to sell it and made sure he didn't hurt Roy Jones.
Yeah, and that was something that you pointed out at the end of the fight when they're waiting for the decision, right? And Roy is, like, closing his eyes, and he's looking up, and he keeps closing his eyes, and it's just like, "Is he okay?" And then you hear, Tyson very faintly, if you were listening, you could hear,
Yeah.
he's just like, "Did I hit you too hard?" And then Roy kinda, like, nods, and he's like, "Sorry," or like, "My
Yep.
bad." And it was just funny because then at the end, I mean, they both didn't come out and be like, "Oh, I held back." No, they didn't say nothing like that. They're not
No.
going to.
Nope.
People believe what they want to believe, especially the ones that tuned in that don't watch boxing.
And they
They're
all
like,
thought, oh,
"Oh,
yes.
I knew it. I knew Tyson couldn't beat Roy." It's like,
Okay. Wake up, you guys.
no, but at the end when they asked Roy about like fighting Tyson, and he said, "Look, when he hits you, whether it's with his head, his shoulder, a punch, it hurts." And that just made me laugh because it's like, they're both Tyson's older
Yeah.
by a little bit,
By 3 years.
like 3 years. Yeah, it's not that much, but he still looks solid.
Still, he trained. He did really good. He got back in shape.
Yeah.
For
He
his
still
age, he
looks
got back in
solid.
shape. But he was smart. At the end, when they tell him, you're getting back in shape, you're throwing, are you going to try to go, get a pro fight? He goes, what did he say? No way. That's
Yeah.
it. I'll do more exhibition fights, but there's no way I'm going back to the ring and take this serious. No.
Yeah.
He did it. He held his ring. Mike Tyson made history. He
Yeah.
made and like I do, like with him, I hate Don King because he ruined boxing for me. But that's another thing.
Yeah, that's it. That's
But
it. But
I'm glad these guys came out, got into shape, sold it out. People accepted it. People thought it was going to be a real big fight.
I mean, we bought it even though I didn't
We
think it was going to
contributed to their
be
charities.
crazy like that, but I was like, if you have an opportunity to see Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson in the ring, even if it is for an exhibition match,
That's good enough.
yeah, exactly. That's good enough. And it was $50. It wasn't like
No.
20 bucks
That
more,
first
30 bucks
fight that
more.
was on there, the prelims, that was a hell of a
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
Can't remember the kids' names. I'm sorry, but that was a hell of a fight. It was a give and go. You give me, I'll give you. And then they went at it. Then that controversy, whatever, YouTube
Okay, that's where I was gonna get at. So the YouTuber
versus
Jake
a basketball
Paul
player.
/ Disney Channel star against an former NBA player.
Yeah.
This is where I'm gonna, I don't care if I get all the, oh, you're just, old school, whatever. Like, honestly, I'm not for this because now it's when you saw Jake Paul and Nate Robinson, it just seemed like, yeah, it was Jake Paul's second or third time on there, whatever it was. I don't know. But basically, he showed that he's been at least
Training.
learning how to throw a jab, learning how to throw that hook. And it's a difference. Putting your guard up, moving. It makes a huge difference when you're fighting someone that doesn't know. And when someone's rushing in like that, it's just it just sends a wrong message to
Nate thought he was
everybody.
a street fighter and he went out
Oh
there.
my
So
goodness gracious. He was just rushing them, and it was like,
didn't know how to guard, didn't know how to move his head, didn't
it just
I
seemed like
felt
he
for
had
him.
no
I
boxing
felt for
training.
him. They just threw him in there.
Yeah, exactly. I felt bad for him. Not because it's like, oh, talking smack on him. No, I just felt bad for him. Like, he's being outclassed by somebody that is not even a boxer either.
Oh, I give
He's
Jake Paul. He went in there like he said he accepted it. The other guy called him out, so he accepted that
Yeah.
fight. So
whatever it may have been, this is the message I don't like. Everyone blew it up. Nate Robinson got knocked out. Nate Robinson, it's like, and they're, all these other YouTubers are like, oh, let me step in the ring. Let me step in the ring. And it's just like, look, you guys, this is the one message that I want you to understand. If you're going to step into the ring, I get it, because I guess you guys are getting approved. I don't know how, but you're getting approved.
they're passing the physicals and everything.
Yeah, I get that. But at the end of the day, they think that, oh, worst case scenario, I get knocked out. That's it. Just know, not everyone gets back up when they get knocked out.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. It's not like
You can't play boxing.
Exactly. And that's what people don't understand. And I hate to be the little hater to bring down the parade.
Well, it doesn't matter.
but
Sooner or later, they think they're going to be good and they're going to take on a boxer. It doesn't have to be a big top 10 boxer.
Yeah.
They're going to take on a boxer that actually trains,
Well,
lives, and eats boxing.
you're not on social media, so let me fill you in. Brandon Lee, we talked to him
Yes.
earlier this year. He was also tuned into the fight, and he tweeted and he said, I will pay to fight Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, take that fight. There's a challenge.
Don't
Take
do
it.
it, man.
Take it.
Don't do
Take
it.
it and prove the world wrong. Prove the world that you belong in the boxing ring and you'll be a WBC champion. Prove it.
I'm sorry, Jake Paul, but
Prove
I don't
it.
see that. I don't even think he's really convinced. I just think he's trying to sell it to be like, do
I
it,
want to
man.
see that.
Do it. It won't be that bad. And then you get in and
Then you'll
he's
get
like,
all your YouTube. Then
"Oh,
you'll get all your YouTube followers to see. Go, damn. That's what happens when you fight a fighter.
a real boxer."
So
He
hopefully,
called out McGregor. And I'm not even saying that McGregor's a boxer, but I'm sorry, Paul, you are not going to beat McGregor unless there's some money involved that somehow just Connor
Yeah,
just
yeah, you had to be
throws
so
himself on
you
the
had to
ground.
throw
And it's
some
like,
Mayweather fun money there. You know what? I'd be kind of cool if that happened. And then this time McGregor goes and trains with
with
Floyd.
Floyd? Oh,
Floyd.
shoot.
I would love
Okay,
that.
let's call that. Alright, so he's gonna accept the fight. He's gonna go to
Go to
Mayweather,
Floyd,
be
Vegas.
TMT, and then he's gonna
Come
and
in with
then
the
cuss
money
him
team.
out and wear the FU jacket, and then Jake Paul's just gonna be like,
And
yeah,
have,
no, I don't know.
he's really gonna
I
have
don't know
a
what to say on his end.
at least with Floyd. Floyd will teach McGregor some secrets. I don't think it'll happen, but that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. All I think
I think
about
I would love
all I
that.
think about with Jake Paul is my sister being little and being in a huge craze over the Paul brothers. You choose one, it's one
Well, they did.
team.
They did whatever they wanted.
It's just
They're famous on
they're
YouTube,
just
but
not fighters to me. That's it. That's
they're
what I'm
taking out
getting at.
boxing. They're taking out boxing, and
But that's the disrespect on that end. Because for fighters that have already made it, like Mikey Garcia or like Errol Spence, if they see this, they're just like, okay, it brings more audience, more eyes to this. But for others that maybe their name hasn't reached the top yet, it's a disrespect because it's like some fighters wait forever to turn pro. And even when they do turn pro, they don't get that platform right away. It takes a long time. And then these YouTubers are just signing a paper, running a lap, and showing that they can stay in shape or whatever the test may be. And they're getting this platform and being like,
it
I
doesn't
call out
matter.
Conor McGregor.
Like I'm telling you, it's
What?
gonna happen. A boxer is gonna fight him. That's all it takes.
Well, I cannot wait for that
That's
day.
gonna take, and that'll retire them.
I
That
was
will
just gonna
retire
talk
them.
smack, but
That will retire
what do
them.
you believe that Jake Paul will get a legit fight before Ryan Garcia does?
Oh wow, maybe.
Because I mean, I knew that something was gonna come up with the Campbell fight, that it wasn't gonna happen. I know that it's Campbell that got COVID.
But you
I'm
know
not
what?
saying that he didn't,
It's
but
just
it's
funny
just
that
one of those
at
things where
least
it's in the air.
these Paul guys are calling real fighters out sometimes, and I don't see
This was like the first time, dude.
that it doesn't matter. He's calling up. I don't see Ryan say, you know what? I'll fight these other big fighters. I'll fight the Spences and
He's not gonna
he's
say that.
the Mikey Garcias and Timo. That's at his
Teofimo.
Lopez. That's on his weight class right there. You beat him, you'll be on top of the world.
But even Teofimo's like, why do I need to give him a shot? He's nothing to me.
Well, I'll give him credit there.
True though.
Timo's on the back. You know what? Loma's out. Okay, boom. Loma. Him and Loma. That'd be a great fight to put Loma back on the map. An undefeated prospect that's a pretty boy and everything, that he thinks he's De La
But
Hoya.
would that really put him back on the map, or would it just be like, oh,
Yeah, it would.
easy fight?
Because right now everybody loves you got all these, they love Ryan. A lot of people love Ryan, thinking but he's not gonna do nothing against, I think, Lomachenko. I would love to see that. Now, if he beats Lomachenko, like when Danny Garcia beat
Matisse?
I'll respect. From now on, Garcia was for me a real fighter for me. He did really well. He beat to me that was unbeatable then. And who knows? Maybe that'll happen.
Well, on that end, stay tuned for the next one. Errol Spence versus Danny
Oh,
Garcia.
that's coming up. That's gonna be a good one. Lights out.